If you were president just for a day and you could make a big law that would not be changed, what would you do? What would you focus on?
Thank you for this question. I made a post about it on my Facebook before that. If ever I don't become president, I want to be president for 24 hours, just to put in a law to protect children, especially on child sexual abuse. A lot of people abuse children and they walk. A lot of people abuse children, they walk. They ruin their childhood. A lot of children have not enjoyed their childhood. A lot of adults did not enjoy their childhood. I just want to make that law, like, no matter who you are. I wish, very severe punishment. You can't.
What is the severe punishment?
I thought it's a bit gross, even when I say it here. I've been thinking through it. You know, once there's evidence that you abuse a child, no, I'm going to sound like really mean, but I would put in that law and enforce it. It's going to work. Every child has the right to enjoy their childhood. I have a very beautiful childhood memory with my siblings. When people tell me their stories, a girl on my Facebook told me her story. I started crying, and she said, "Auntie, you're crying." And then she didn't think I should cry. Kafui, was a very sad story. She was molested sexually by this man, another person who couldn't get an erection, and the guy used a bottle on her. She told me the story. She didn't want to go home. I'm sorry I'm crying. I need to keep my makeup on. She didn't want to go home. She came on my set. Go home. She said, "I don't want to go home." Why? I don't feel happy around my parents. And they blame her for what happened. I'm a woman. I'm very sexual. But I can't imagine such an object used on me. It's so sad. And she's only... That happened when she was 8, 10. It was so sad. And she didn't even see the reason why I was crying. I'm sorry I'm doing this, but I wanted to do a project on this. I launched it, but I couldn't continue because the stories were depressing. I was afraid of my mental health. So children go through this and you expect them to be normal and act like nothing happened. But you don't expect it after, when even there's an after effect, we turn around and we judge them. We blame them. The very society that didn't protect them. It's sad.
Thank you for providing the space for people to talk about these things. Because once they talk about it, that's the first step. Mm-hmm. So we're really happy that you've done that. And it must take a toll on you.
Yeah.
I mean, to be listening to all these stories.
Yes, exactly.
Yes. And we had a series, something on post-traumatic stress disorder. And sometimes just feeling somebody else's pain can also cause you pain.
Yes.
So I can imagine.
I go through that a lot.
Yeah. How do you keep sane?
So sometimes I think some of the, if you comment to my comment section, I've sent you a message, you've not responded. It's because I don't want to hear more depressing stories. I think that I need a little break without listening to some more depressing stories.
But thank you for sharing, Kafui.
Thank you.
Yeah. It's Kafui Danku, bringing us to the end of today's conversation. If you want to follow her on Facebook, and whatever we can do to help to minimize or end this scourge